Now the news of Najib's pardoning intensifies. As I said yesterday, the media is going on overdrive now, spreading all kinds of information. They don't have anything from the Pardons Board yet. Tapi lah ni kononnya official sources bagi tahu that Najib's sentence has been halved from 12 years to 6 years. Tapi Pardons Board didn't say anything. Najib's lawyer, Shafi, has not said and has not heard anything. If there is such a thing, the first person that will announce will be Shafi's lawyer lah to claim credit. Tapi dia pun tak dapat apa, he's not going to comment. So we don't know. Maybe the Pardons Board did not even discuss. Maybe discuss Najib's case. Maybe they don't even consider this. Patutnya sekali 2 tahun Najib boleh request. Tapi tak tahulah kalau whatever decision. And there is supposed to be a press conference today at 3.30. I don't know what's happening to that. Jangan yang tu pun also fake news. Okay? Tapi selagi tak ada announcement, we don't assume anything lah. How can we act based on something that is not even mentioned? Kan? Okay, but however lah, assuming all this unverified information datang from several places, let's say it is the truth, it leaked. Number one, it speaks volume on the integrity, how devoid the integrity of kita punya communication and apa ni, on confidentiality of kita punya communication lah. How benda ni boleh leak, and before the Pardons Board say anything, before Home Minister say anything, media boleh report benda macam ni. So, siapa yang leak information? This kind of information leak pun patut jadi satu offence. And, people got no integrity. Why you nak proceed? And you want to spread this? Nak bagi ada content for news. This is very bad. Tapi tak apalah, since kita dapat dah, orang marah, orang kata, apa basis dia? 12 tahun turun 6 tahun. Law experts semua kata itu entirely prerogative Agong. Tak boleh question pun. Tak boleh bawa ke court pun. Dia boleh buat apa pun. And dia tak boleh bagi reason pun. Yes, tapi the point is, as far as rakyat is concerned, Agong ke, outgoing Agong ke, incoming Agong ke, atau Agong sekarang ni ke, Agong yang lepas ke, Prime Minister, the government, whatever it is lah, whatever that decision is, number one, my advice is lah, jangan sembunyi. You must declare, you must open your cards. Rakyat must know, investors must know, the world must know. Benda ni tak boleh, you cannot keep it in the dark. Kalau Najib has been pardoned in whatever form, reduction ke, release ke, number one, be truthful. Jangan temberang, because that will be to your detriment. It will mean the demise of the Madani government and the Prime Minister politically. Number two, kalau dah ada some reduction ke, or like say lah betul yang 12 jadi 6 tahun, the denda kena cerita juga tau. 210 million, that one is by law. You kibau duit amount tu, and that amount tu is kali 5, 42 million times 5. That's how you get 210 million. So sekarang ni Agong nak kurangkan tu to what amount? Reduce apa? Half? Ataupun what? Something pittance that Najib can just pay. So tak boleh lah kan? Because kalau dia reduce half, then kiraan dia kalau dia tak bayar yang tu, then yang 5 tahun tambah tu, is either he pays up 210 million atau 5 tahun jail. Kalau dia tak bayar, dia 5 tahun jail. Kalau potong half, then that 5 tahun pun presumably half lah, ikut sama kadar lah. Tapi kalau you bagi sikit lagi, then berapa banyak lagi. So what it means is that if that were to happen, means the Agong decided to give a great discount to Najib. Now, from statutory punya perspektif, constitutional perspektif, itu memang Agong punya hak. Tapi sebagai rakyat, rakyat semua tanya, apa the moral grounds of Agong to give that? Dia punya parting gift to the rakyat. The kleptocrat sakau duit rakyat, and rakyat suffer and will continue to suffer for many decades to come. Dia maafkan even partially Would the Agong do that? I don't know. Tapi kalau dia buat, apa basis dia? On what basis? Why? Is it because his special relationship with Najib, or because Najib was Prime Minister, or he buys, the Pardons Board buys the narrative of Najib not getting justice because the judges apparently rushed everything and tak bagi fair trial, which I categorically reject lah kan. They gave all the time. Najib was monkeying around dalam tu, tukar-tukar lawyer, all kinds of things. They did not shorten the period in any way. They stuck to the period, and Najib failed in his defense because he was trying to bullshit all his way through with his Arabian tales. Nothing worked. The whole world knows it's a laughing stock, basically. So now, based on that, somebody who yang tak pernah mengaku, tak pernah minta maaf, tak pernah menyesal, tak pernah bertaubat, serang judiciary, serang judges, semua dia blame semua orang, and the trouble and the anxiety the entire country had to go through. Orang macam tu Kak Agong bagi remission, 12 tahun kurang half jadi 6. Bear in mind, bila masuk penjara, whatever your sentence is, kalau katakan you punya sentence is 12 tahun lah macam asal tu, you kalau on good behaviour means you tak ada lah pergi bunuh orang ke, pukul guard ke, pukul warden ke, tak ada lah, you tak buat benda tu. Most people they behave lah, especially politicians, they go into prison, they behave lah. What is there to misbehave about? So by default, you will serve only 2/3 of your time. So kalau 12 tahun, Najib is supposed to have just served 8 tahun, and then after that he's free to go out, and he's supposed to pay that 210 million before dia keluar. Kalau dia tak bayar 210 million tu, tak boleh bayar atau tak cukup, then dia tak bayar that 210 million tu, dia kena serve another 5 years. That's the hukuman yang Judge High Court delivered and upheld sampai ke Federal Court. Tak ubah apa pun. That was what it is. Tapi kalau Agong guna dia punya constitutional powers and dia grant pardon, partial pun, jadi 6 tahun, that 210 tu pun dia kena adjust juga. So apa ni, but as far as application of the law is concerned, by the way, judge decide, Najib punya cases tu, dia some the charges, each charges sampai 20 tahun, ada yang banyak tahun lah, up to 20 years each of the charges. Tapi judge pilih 12, satu lagi dia buat 8. Itu judge punya discretion. Dia tak payah bagi maximum, dia tak boleh bagi kosong pula. Dia somewhere in between based on the severity of the offence. So Justice Nazlan bagilah 8, 12, all this kind, 10, whatever lah. So semua tu, it was a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 6, 10, and then the sixth one is 12. So paling lama is 12. So kalau Agong potong lah, kata bagi 6, itu tak apalah, maknanya Agong punya discretion exceeds the judge punya discretion. Okay. Tapi as far as denda is concerned, denda dia tak ada discretion tau. Judge tu kalau tengok denda dia, base ni is 5 kali ganda of the amount of suapan or whatever the amount is in question. Jadi 42 kali 5. Jadi kalau Agong tukar yang tu, the denda tu, that one I don't know whether it's constitutional. I'm not an expert. Because that you cannot amend the law. Because even the judge doesn't have discretion on that 5 kali ganda tu. Dia kena multiply. Pakai kalkulator dia kena multiply. 210. Macam Rosmah, 910 million denda dia kena bayar. Okay? It simply means dia try to get suapan 182 juta. So therefore, you kali 5, jadi 910 juta. Exactly that. Pasal tu judge tak bagi 900 juta ataupun 100 juta, 1 bilion, tak. 910 million. Exact amount. Jadi yang tu I tak tahu Raja Agong boleh ubah tak yang tu. On what premise. Tapi let's say kalau boleh pun. That amount of money, kalau bayar, it goes to kerajaan tau. Kerajaan guna balik untuk tampung amount yang dah kena sakau berbilion-bilion from kita. So, kalau Agong decide to bagi discount, katakan, let's say dia bagi setengah lah. So, what it means that Agong dah end up mengurangkan tau amount yang kita patut dapat. This is factual So Agong decide guna constitutional powers which cannot be questioned under the law lah kalau benda tu allow. Tapi what is the effect on us is that duit negara kalau 210 million kena bayar jadi setengah, jadi 105 million is less into our coffers, into the government coffers. So rakyat will have to be taxed more, ataupun kerajaan tak boleh belanja, kurang kena belanja on rakyat. So at the end of the day, it's a double whammy on the rakyat. Dah lah si Najib ni sakau duit kita and kita hutang negara punya teruk. And interest alone by the millions per day yang kita kena bayar. And we are all having to fork out for it through kita punya taxes. On top of that, yang dia kena tangkap, dia kena bayar balik. Yang tu pun kalau bagi discount, it further reduces. So jadi, the entire process is complicit to inflict more pain and more suffering to the rakyat. Not talking about the jail term. I'm talking about the denda. So kalau the denda tu you kurangkan, you menambahkan beban negara and beban rakyat. That is the implication sekiranya Agong mengurangkan denda dia. Tapi in terms of jail time, dia spend 10 years ke 20 years ke, dia tak usik kita punya kekayaan negara ataupun utang-utang negara. It doesn't affect that. Tapi the relativity of dia punya crime, kalau benda tu 12 jadi 6 tahun, dia kibau 42 juta and 6 tahun. There's some people who curi sardin, curi susu, masuk jail pun 6 atau 8 tahun. Ada orang petty theft, pecah rumah, curi TV, curi furniture, 10 tahun. So jadi all those people dia boleh kan minta royal pardon, remission half. So now I'm only talking about presidents tau. So kenapa Najib boleh dapat? Why? Because dia PM. So sebagai PM, apa dia buat untuk negara ni? Apa dia punya contribution? The net contribution dia is kita punya utang yang kita ada sekarang ni. 1.5 trillion. Partly Muhyiddin punya gang pun buat sama lah. Doesn't matter lah. But all of them, hand in glove, they did the financial carnage to our economy. Jadi, orang yang did so much infliction of pain and suffering to the country, more than any of the other thieves put together, yang tu dapat special remission and partial pardon ke? I tak tahu. Then what about orang yang dia curi hanya from kedai runcit satu je? That kedai runcit satu tu kalau dia bayar balik pun, kalau dia tak ada duit pun, I boleh bayar untuk dia. Yang tu spend more time and tak ada remission. Dia punya kerja tu, apa dia buat tu, dia tak affect pun rakyat lain. Only rakyat yang dia curi from there. So jadi nampak tak ketidakseimbangan kalau that royal pardon is given to Najib. On top of that, Najib punya dah due kan royal pardon. Orang lain bertahun-tahun tak heard lagi. Kenapa Pardons Board allow this? So now, that I tak mau letak kat kepala Agong saya lah kan. Was Agong advised or not by the Pardons Board? So kita punya PMX was on the Pardons Board. Zaliha was there. AG was there. If I'm not mistaken, Home Minister pun there. I'm not sure. So what did they have to say? They are also instrumental lah kan to all this kan, to allow reduction ni. I tak tahu reduction. I'm still waiting for the announcement kalau ada. It could just be kabar angin saja. Tapi I'm talking about general, not about this Agong ke apa ke. I'm talking about generally Agong punya powers. So when you do that, nampak tak how the entire relativity of offences, the gravity of punishment tu, is already tak balance dah. Orang yang curi 42 million, kurang punya jail term. Yang curi benda-benda ribu-ribu saja atau ratus-ratus saja, even longer jail term. You can argue and say everything is based on constitution, based on law, is allowed. Ya. Tapi orang punya perception of kita punya system of justice, I tak mau cakap judiciary. I tak mau cakap undang-undang. I nak cakap sistem keadilan. Sistem kehakiman semua dah ada dah. Itu semua tak boleh question, ikut. Tapi sistem keadilan, adil tak adil? What is the average Ahmad, Johnny, Achong, Ramasamy on the road, on the streets? What is their perception of kita punya sistem keadilan? What their perception will also be the perception of investors, will also be the perception of all Malaysians. It will be the perception of the entire world, the world media semua. That will be the perception of Malaysia punya system of justice, bukan court system. Jadi nampak tak, the stakes is so high. What it does to kita punya sovereignty, kita punya reputation. Now, all for whom? For that kleptocrat who has many more cases pending and who's not even sorry for what he did. Will Agong grant that? I don't know. Waiting to see. Tapi cuma kalau nak kata tu, dia pun katalah Agong tak payah explain. Tak apa. Tapi kalau Agong tak explain, and Pardons Board pun tak explain, nobody, Home Minister tak explain, PM tak explain, questions remain unanswered. Know this lah, manusia punya lumrah, bila tak dapat jawapan, then they supply their own answers. Semua akan buat andaian sendiri. So for this government, they will say, it's because Najib belongs to a party that forms part of the Madani government. So it's political, self-serving. So how does it augur for Madani government? For Anwar Ibrahim, everybody will just conclude, because all this conclusion becomes logical if you do not supply the narrative. That you pasal nak jadi PM, you compromise on your principle, you kata nak fight after corruption, tapi ini clear case of corruption, you kurangkan dia punya sentence when the court process went all the way through to convict this one person. And proven beyond reasonable doubt apa dia dah buat. And he's got other cases pending. You played a hand in reducing dia punya sentence. Okay, so people supply that. For Agong yang outgoing tu, nak kata macam mana? Dia kalau bagi, so dia bagi macam mana? Dia kata dia care for the rakyat. Tapi orang yang did so much pain for the rakyat, yang tu you pardon dia sikit, and then kalau you kurang dia punya sentence, dia punya fine, even by 10 million pun, it's still 10 million less into the nation's coffer, when by undang-undang sepatutnya dia bayar that full amount. And kalau tak bayar, dia kena serve 5 years lagi. So on Agong, on PM, on menteri-menteri, on the government, you don't supply a satisfactory narrative, jawapan kepada rakyat, to the world, then the world and the rakyat will presume the answer, and they will conclude, and they may not speak because cakap masalah ni kan, dia boleh kena tangkap lah, boleh ada apa kan, they will discuss among themselves, and if that becomes the perception of the government, that becomes the perception of the royal, then I kesian lah even the current Agong. Dia kata I'm coming after corruption, dia perang against corruption, tapi the royals jugalah enable the partial clemency on a convicted corruption, kan? So that makes it laughable lah on this Agong, betul tak? That's not fair to this Agong, because dia kata dia nak fight ni. So because of that, the stakes are really high about this pardoning of Najib. I am still skeptical whether betul kata Agong partially bagi remission pada Najib. I'm still doubtful, but I'm waiting for the announcement. Sebab sekarang I tak dengar announcement lagi. Nampak? So for the new Agong pun kesian lah. Dia nak masuk, dia punya start off, dah dia punya counterpart dia punya the royal, the monarch dah bagi masuk dah. So orang akan tertanya, the next Agong ni dia bagi lagi discount lagi kot ke Najib? So how? Because after all, Najib was also seen in his palace kan, visit Agong semua dulu kan. So what will the perception of the rakyat and the world be on the royals? I'm sure it matters to all the kings. So susah lah to me. I tengok, I don't envy the position of the government, I don't envy the position of the royals, but I just don't understand why we even entertain a convicted felon punya plea for royal pardon. He is not even sorry for what he did. Dia taubat pun tak. He doesn't even try to seek and make amends to bagi balik atau dapatkan balik duit. Tak ada. He is just unrelenting, and dia berdegil kat situ saja, and bagi dia blame semua orang except diri dia. And isteri dia pun ada cases coming up, and bagi dia nak bagi tunjuk kat semua orang yang is the law yang not fair, and orang-orang sebelum dia ni yang tak fair pada dia. So to me, it's just wrong at all levels. And I think the sentiments of rakyat lepas ni susah nak ubah. For Madani government, for the Prime Minister, I believe it will spell the demise of their political career kalau this thing is the case, because they would have sat in the Pardons Board. Kalau all this what I'm saying is, kalau betul Najib punya case was heard, kalau betul ada at least partial if not full pardon, and kalau betul government tak bagi the narrative, tak explain kat rakyat apa basis dia. It's not good enough to say Agong tak payah ada basis, itu hak Agong. You say that, then orang blame Agong. Orang kata Agong lah on what basis. So Agong tak jawab, then macam mana? So, and it will not last lah. Just before dia keluar, hours before dia keluar, dia pergi balik, benda ni jadi. So the former Agong would be perceived as sneaky by many rakyat. Why you awal-awal you buat macam last minute ni kebelah. So you can say whatever lah. I do my best to articulate apa sentiment I pun rakyat. This is my sentiments. Tapi I tak pertikaikan lah kuasa Agong and the constitutional provisions. Cuma I feel it is exceedingly unfair to the country and the rakyat kalau what is being reported widely that has happened actually happened. Assalamualaikum.
If you have any interesting ideas that can help build a better Malaysia, please put them in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. The subscription is free. You don't have to pay money. And we don't, YouTube doesn't give us your information. So there's no list of subscribers. I just know the number of subscribers, but no information about who the subscribers are. And we are not monetized, so there's no advertisements. When you click on our videos, you straight away watch our videos. You don't have to see annoying ads. Anyway, now please subscribe if you haven't done so, and please share our videos far and wide. Terima kasih. Wassalam.
If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any new videos.